Hey everyone, thrilling news! We have a brand new trailer for Disney Wish, not the cruise ship. Welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Matt and I have 2 degrees, and we have a brand new trailer for the Disney animated feature Wish. And you're probably thinking, Matt, we've already talked about Wish on this channel. Yes, but that was for the teaser trailer. Today, we are here to discuss the official trailer. It's not just a tease anymore. So buckle up everyone, because it's time for another classic Teacup for One trailer response and review video. And if you haven't watched one of these before, word of warning, probably watch the trailer first on your own, then come back here to see what I have to say about it, because I'm going to be stopping and starting a lot and talking through the whole thing. It's like we're watching The Godfather, and I'm pausing it all the time to talk to you about how it's like a testament to Coppola's aesthetic genius and a triumph of Robert Evans within the architecture of the 70s studio system. Anyway, let's watch the trailer.
3, 2, 1. Asha! I'm here. Whew, just 1 second. Let me catch my breath.
Alright, we are only 9 seconds into the trailer, and already there is so much to talk about. I mean, obviously, we just met Asha, and we're going to talk about her in a second, but I want to rewind a little bit. Look at this crowd shot. Look at how diverse this community is. Now, at first glance, this might not seem like anything special, because Disney has been making more of an effort over the past few years for more inclusion and more diversity in their films, in their parks, and just overall, which is a fantastic thing. But what I love is that from everything I've read about Wish, there was so much thought and care structured into the diversity of this film. Disney has a long history of creating fictional countries for their films to varying degrees of success. We don't talk about Agrabah. And Wish is no different. According to one of the directors, the film takes place on the fictional island of Rosas, which is located on the southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula. So the Iberian Peninsula, that's like right below Spain, right above Morocco, and kind of sandwiched in between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. The director said that people from northern Africa and southern Europe would end up there, as well as people traveling and trading along the Silk Road. But the quote from the director that made me the most excited for this amazing, seemingly amazing place that they've created was this. We worked with cultural consultants on the clothing, what the fashion of the time might be, and we also worked with UCLA socio-cultural historical anthropologists to ensure the crossing of cultural influences that took place in the region during the Middle Ages was well represented. Okay, listen, I know Agrabah is very problematic, but I have always loved the idea of what I hope they were trying to do when they created Agrabah for Aladdin. Creating a fairy tale environment, drawing from different cultural influences to just create this majestic, fantastical setting for a story. And it sounds to me like that's what they are doing with Rosas, but this time they're doing it properly, with care, research, attention to detail, and respect for the cultures that they're drawing from. Plus, the film is set in the Middle Ages, so just what I'm seeing from the costume design and the set design in these first few seconds alone, it is giving me Sleeping Beauty meets Adventures of the Gummy Bears, and I am here for it. Okay, let's watch on.
Once upon a time stood Rosas, a most magical kingdom, founded by a king with the power to grant wishes.
Okay, I will say it again. We love Rosas. Show me more of the architecture. Show me more of everything. I want to live there. I hope this movie does really well and we get like a Rosas land in a theme park somewhere. Maybe the Disneyland expansion in like 2040. Who knows? What was it saying? Oh, yes. Yeah. The other thing that I adore about these few seconds, once upon a time, we are unapologetically getting a fairy tale animated Disney movie. It's opening with Once Upon a Time. I've missed classic Disney animation inspired by fairy tales, as I'm sure have many of you. Is this necessarily classic Disney animation? No, but it has more of that 2D vibe, and give that to me. I adore it. Once upon a time, magical kingdom founded by a guy who could grant wishes. This is obviously the main plot point in the entire film, and I find it particularly fascinating because we have seen magic at work in so many Disney films, but never quite in this way. I feel like in the classic Disney animated films, magic always exists, but it's always kind of out of the public consciousness, you know? It's someone working in secret. It's just like a magical little surprise to make this normal person's life better. But this is taking that convention and totally flipping it on its head. It is putting the magic way out there. It's advertising it. It is capitalizing on it. And not only is it capitalizing it, it's the backbone of this country's government. This is a full-out magocracy, which apparently is a real thing, where it's just government that is driven by somebody who has magic. The best and only other example I can think of in fiction, movies, books, whatever, that kind of illustrates a magocracy is The Wizard of Oz. You have this guy, now granted, in The Wizard of Oz, he's not actually magic, but they don't know that. You have this guy who ascends to like the highest political position solely because he's convinced everyone that he has magic. It's kind of underhanded. It's kind of slimy. Magic shouldn't be something that's capitalized on, and yet it is. And so I feel like King Magnifico, one of those has to be right. There's probably something slimy and underhanded going on with him, which obviously we know that to be true because he's very much the villain of the story. Anyway, let's watch on.
You are their handsomest, most beloved king.
You're right. I am a handsome king.
Okay, yeah, see, like, that guy is totally corrupt. Another thing, this is actually one of the biggest surprises for me with this trailer. Apparently the evil king has a wife, there's a queen. I have so many questions about her. Like, when they initially released info about this movie, I thought it was just gonna be Asha, evil king, cute goat sidekick. But there are so many other characters in this flippin' film. But she interests me. There are two roads we can go down with this character. One of them is Evil Queen Road, where like she's an accomplice. She is his right-hand queen. They are working in tandem together. They are the ultimate evil power couple. And I would love that. If they went full Macbeth with these two, oh, I would adore that. Or the other road where maybe she's pure of heart. She doesn't realize that she's married to a corrupt ruler / a literal Disney villain, which would kind of give her one of two choices. Either turn against him and fight with Asha, or help him rediscover the good in his heart, thus leading him to redeem himself. And you know, I'm torn because I'm always up for a redemption arc, but at the same time, I want an irredeemable villain. Like, not all the time, just sometimes. Give me a classic Disney irredeemable villain. Let him be voiced by Chris Pine. Now, let's keep watching.
I'm so nervous, I think I'm going to explode.
My best friend, the king's apprentice.
All right, we get two big things in this clip. First of all, seemingly a fairly important plot point. Asha is evidently interviewing, I think, or in the running to be the king's apprentice. Apprentice for what? Ruling? Maybe. Wish granting? Much more likely. But I also want to talk about this character. Apparently her name is Dahlia, and she's Asha's best friend. And something that I've read more than once is that Asha is part of a group of friends that are like, call themselves the Seven, and they're reportedly all inspired by the Seven Dwarfs, with Dahlia being inspired by Doc. I mean, I personally don't see much of a connection outside of the fact that she has glasses, but time will tell. The other thing to note is that Dahlia is being voiced by actor Jennifer Kumiyama, who's a former Disneyland employee and was the first ever performer in a wheelchair to be on a Disney stage in the world. And now she gets to voice and create an original Disney character, and I just think that is flippin' amazing. I mean, just imagine going from being a performer at Disneyland to getting to create your own Disney character. Like, that's the dream. Even just getting to work as a performer at a Disney park, that's the dream. Anyway, let's keep watching.
Asha, come with me. The wishes of Rosas.
Whoa.
People give their wishes to me, and I grant the wishes I am sure are good for Rosas.
Some of these will never be granted.
Not some, most.
They deserve more than...
I decide what everyone deserves.
Oh, wow. What a turn. What a twist. So, this is obviously like the core conflict of the movie. I think two things are evident here. One, don't meet your heroes. Two, this is like totally the Wizard of Oz man behind the curtain moment where you think everything is good and pure, but then, look behind the curtain. It's a corrupt ruler. I mean, I don't have to spell out for you what we're seeing. You saw the same thing I saw. And, you know, it puts Asha in such an interesting position because I feel like she was so wide-eyed and optimistic about him specifically, and then discovering that everything that she was, like, wishing for is not that great. It's such a good setup. It is such a good setup for a story. Let's watch more.
So I look up at the stars to guide me. I wish and throw caution to every warning sign.
Oh, I love this. I love this moment. And this is reminding me why I love Ariana DeBose. She can just infuse so much emotion into just a millisecond. I'm specifically talking about her saying, I wish. I mean, yes, the song is sung beautifully, and I'm sure it's going to be like this year's Let It Go, but just the way that she said, I wish, that moment, based on what we already know of the story, which is like not that much, but also a lot, it holds a lot of weight. Because Asha is living in a community and in a place where wishes are transactional. But here she is, just in this beautiful, quiet moment alone, where she's just sending this longing out into the universe with no expectation for anything to come back. It is just a wish in its purest form, which has so much more meaning because, again, she's from a place where wishes are kind of like currency. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it looks like her wish is going to come true? Maybe? Let's find out.
Oh, you spoil us with your magic.
I didn't do it.
What?
All right. Maybe this is just me projecting the movie that I want onto the trailer that we have, but I'm getting more Lady Macbeth vibes from this queen character, where she's just building him up like, oh, you spoil us with your magic. I also am intrigued that he's so thrown off by this wish, by this star magic, because it looks like it's a different brand of magic from what he's been using. And I'm mostly reading into that because, as we all know by now, Disney animated movies have their own visual language. If you see something that's green, lime green specifically, that's usually associated with like a villain or an evil character. In the first few seconds of this trailer, we saw that when he was doing magic for his subjects, it had like a lime green magical look to it. This magic, however, from the wishing star, it's got these beautiful rich purple and yellow tones, which are the exact opposite of green. Now, I'm not sure what the rules are governing the magic in this world, but I think one thing is for certain. The king has his own magic, and to his knowledge, he's the only one in the entirety of the world who has magic, and it's his. Then we have this other type of magic coming from someone else. The two of them are probably going to go head to head. It's going to be the evil green magic up against the good and pure purple/yellow magic. I think. I don't know. Let's watch on.
Last night, I made a wish on a star. And the star answered.
That star is adorable. That's all. I got nothing else. Adorable star. Let's watch on.
I'm talking. I am talking. Ha! Who knew my voice would be this low?
Who knew my voice would be this low? It was charming and adorable in the teaser trailer, and it's charming and adorable now. Valentino, I can already tell, is going to be a fan favorite. I might even be one of those fans. He might be my favorite. The other thing that I really enjoyed about these few seconds is that we saw beautiful, adorable woodland creatures. I have not had a Disney movie with classic woodland furry friends for years. Like, what was the last one? Maybe Miko? And I hope, like Valentino, they all get to talk. Let's keep watching.
I believe I have just been threatened.
Who would dare threaten you?
I have no response to that.
All right. I want to point out two things here. Once again, I am lobbying for Macbeth-inspired power couple from these two, from the king and the queen. And I am getting more of that sense, mostly because of one word, because of dare, because she said, who would dare threaten you? For me, the choice of the word dare is suggesting a more aggressive character. I think if the queen was somebody who was like totally innocent and oblivious to her husband being, again, a literal Disney villain, evil Chris Pine, then she would probably say, who would threaten you? You know? Her intention would be, I want my husband to be safe and to be protected. But for her to say, who would dare threaten you? That's something somebody says if they feel protected because they're secure in the knowledge that they've instilled fear into other people. So again, just evil queen. Give me an evil queen. The other thing I found interesting in these few seconds is this specific over-the-shoulder shot. Now, I know that this is a teaser trailer, so all of these clips are probably being presented out of context, but it's really giving me the impression that Asha is going to continue working for the king as his apprentice after she's become disillusioned with the truth about how he rules, and after she's made her wish upon the star and she has whatever magic that seemingly infuses her with. It seems like she's going undercover, like she's going to be a traitor or something within the walls of the kingdom, and she's going to go undetected by the king. Or maybe I'm just reading way too much into an over-the-shoulder shot. Who knows? Let's find out.
There is a traitor amongst us. Find Asha.
Look at me acting like I'm so smart, thinking like, oh my gosh, I bet I uncovered the plot because of this over-the-shoulder shot. Ooh, here's my fan theory. She's going to be labeled as a traitor. Literally, the next shot is the king saying there's a traitor among us, find Asha. But what I found extra exciting was this shot. Remember how I was saying that Dahlia is apparently one of 7 friends that are inspired by the Seven Dwarfs? Well, let me eat my words because I think that's actually the case. I mean, there's 6 people here. Asha, I guess, would be the 7th one, and the guy standing next to Dahlia is very much dressed in Dopey's colors. Like, he has the green robe, he has the purple hat. If that's actually what's going on here, I love it. Like, let's figure out who the others are. Actually, I have no idea. There's really no visual clues. Let's keep watching.
It's a dead end.
With unsanded mahogany.
Oh, good find, Valentino.
My butt found it.
That's the kind of immature humor that would normally really annoy me. But Valentino can do no wrong. Valentino can say whatever he wants and I'll be on board. Unless it's problematic, in which case, cancel Valentino. But not yet. We're not canceling Valentino yet. Also interesting, I think this is the first outfit variation that we've seen for Asha, and that just gets me to wondering, are we going to get like a classic Disney princess dress or look for her? Or is what we're seeing throughout most of this trailer just her go-to outfit? Either way, I always think it's interesting when we get a new Disney animated feature, because at this point in the studio's history, clearly they know that whatever their main character wears is going to end up being a Halloween costume. It's going to be something that people end up Disney bounding. Like, merchandising is a big thing. And I want to know how much that influences the creative process on their side. Did they go into this movie thinking we haven't had a female heroine in a purple dress for a while since Rapunzel, therefore make this one purple? Who knows? And you know what else I noticed? Almost every color has a princess associated with it, except for orange. Where is the orange princess ball gown? Maybe it'll be in this movie. It would absolutely clash with the rest of the color scheme of this film, but give Asha an orange ball gown. Why not? No, don't do that. Anyway, let's keep watching.
I started this. I have to finish it.
I think it's noteworthy that they're saying it's a story 100 years in the making. Because how much of that is marketing, and how much of it is actually reflective of the heart and the soul of this movie? Like, this is the movie that's being made to commemorate 100 years of Disney animation, but is that going to actually impact the plot in any way, shape, or form? Like, when the movie was first revealed to the masses, I think it was at D23, probably last year, they were saying that it was the origin story of the wishing star. And if there were one thing that you could say is a constant in most Disney animated films, it is this idea of wishing upon a star, or even just a magical star. So there are definitely elements and potential for this to weave its way into the legacy of Disney animation, like in a very literal way, as an origin story for all the films we already know and love. I think I want to let this movie be its own thing. Even though it would be undeniably cool if, like, they reveal that Asha's 7 friends end up becoming the parents or the grandparents of the 7 Dwarfs, because that would be undeniably fun. But we already have that. It's called Descendants. It's on Disney Channel. And from what I've seen, it's not great. Who knows? I'm just talking now. There's more trailer. Let's keep going. I really enjoyed that shot of all of them just swinging down on ropes. It's giving me heist vibes, kind of like the Great Muppet Caper. And what's also showing me is that Asha's friends are standing by her when she's labeled as a traitor, presumably, and helping her get probably a wish for somebody that's important and integral to the plot. And you would think that this is where the trailer ends, but there's a special surprise for all of us at the end.
There's a wish.
What are you hiding?
Oh, nothing. And nobody.
What is going on in there?
Okay, ladies!
It's so colorful and it's so ridiculous and it's giving me Muppet vibes. And I know it has nothing to do with the Muppets, but it just feels like Gonzo and all of his chickens. Oh, I'm ready for this movie to surprise me. I already know I'm going to enjoy it. I want to love it. I think there's a good chance I will love it, but either way, it's just nice to see Disney experimenting with a new animation style that kind of combines how they started with the direction that they've gone in. Overall, I'm very excited for this movie. Will I love it? I don't know. At the very least, I think it will be an undeniably good movie. I think it's introducing a lot of great characters into the Disney animation character canon, and if nothing else, I will be dressing as King Magnifico, aka Evil Chris Pine, for Halloween next year. And with that, friends, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup for One. Now let me know in the comment section down below, what was your favorite part of the trailer, and who do you think your favorite character is going to be in this film? And if you want to be the first to know when I release more videos talking about Disney animation, movies, Shakespeare, cats, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And if you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me again today, everyone. My name is Matt and I have 2 degrees, and that's the Teacup for One. Who knew my voice would be this low?